going. Make sure this is the one. We're good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm just going to make sure okay, just going to double check that we are all up and going strong. I'm just going to make sure which we are, which is what we like to see. Okay. Check a few things out on my phone. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird screen to look at. Right, this is what we want to be looking at, okay? We want to be looking at cool if we just go on to Call of Duty. So the first thing that we are going to be looking into today, guys, is right in front of us. The Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War trailer. I can't lie, I'm pretty excited. I haven't seen this yet. Let's make sure that we can actually... Oh. Wait, why? Oh. Why can't I now hear myself? That's usually never a thing. Sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. 2 seconds. Maybe it's because I had to plug in my headphones. Ooh. Okay. So, if I do this, can I still be heard? I think I can. That needs to not be a thing. If I take that out. Put it back in. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure all sorts of stuff out. Can I still be heard? I think I can. That needs to not be a thing. But I want to hear. Yeah, that doesn't sound great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right, I've got the video. The official teaser trailer. But now there shouldn't be. Sorry. So let's go on to Call of Duty a moment. How are we gonna? I've got the video. Hear this. Can I still be heard if I do this? I don't think so. But now there shouldn't be. Sorry. Dad, we have a trailer. No, we don't. No, we didn't want to. We didn't want to go on Noah. Thank you, Noah, but no. We wanted this one. Okay, right. This is the one, I think. I can still hear myself. Okay, that's because that's up. But I think what we'll do, we'll watch it with volume as normal. Yeah, because if that's coming through there, that means I won't be able to hear the actual video. So what we'll do is we'll watch the video by itself. I will mute my microphone somehow. Wish there was just a mute button, but I think if I go back onto this and just do that. Hello? Ah, wait, I have an idea. Mute that, but not that. Hold on a minute. We could be onto something. I now can't hear myself, but am I still thingy on the thingy? This and just do that. Hello? Ah, wait, I have But then if I play this, oh no. Right, okay, I'm going to test that. I don't want to watch it too much yet. I just want to double check that's all good. This could work out much, much better. Okay. Here we go. We're just gonna give it a try. Right, sorry, you won't hear an echo of my voice now. We're gonna go for it. Here we go, ladies and gents. This is the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War official teaser trailer. I'm so excited. I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited. Here we go. Let's just get both ears on the go. And here goes nothing. At the height of the Cold War, KGB.
Understand what's going on around you. You are in a state of war, and you have precious little time to save yourself.
Claim Soviets. Perseus. Ooh.
There's a slow process which we call active measures. The first stage being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. The next stage is destabilization. What matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. The next stage is crisis. With a violent change of power, structure, and economy, period of normalization. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfilled or not. The time bomb is ticking. With every second, the disaster is coming closer and closer. The danger is real.
August 26th, lads, is the wide reveal. Holy crap. Okay, well that was pretty intense. For a first glance, that was pretty wild. And my things decided to just not work. That's fine. We'll go back onto the YouTube homepage. Actually, that's a lie. We'll go onto the Call of Duty. Actually, no. That's wild. I'm really excited about that. Really excited. Happy days. Okay, so it said about know your history. How do I get it back? I guess I'll just go back, don't I? And then back again. Okay, so from what I saw, and I've been watching a lot of Noah's stuff as well. So he's been one of the few that have been tackling the zombies Easter egg that's going on right now as we speak in Modern Warfare at the moment. He has been doing some crazy things, opening up bunkers in the Warzone, and crazy things like that. And he, from what I've seen of his stream at least as well with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, it was all very, very historic. It's very history based. Obviously, I don't know a lot about this era of history. I can't lie to you. History was never my strongest subject at school. Hence why it said down here, know your history, or doom it's going to repeat itself or something, wasn't it? Or be doomed to repeat it. So, I might have to go away and actually look into this era. I think it was around the era of I think it was like the Argentinian Revolution. You're gonna have to like. I probably might sound really thick and stupid to a lot of you if you watch this and you know exactly what I'm on about. Or like, sorry, that you know exactly what the trailer is on about in terms of the era of the time that this is set in. You're probably gonna be looking at me like, what a muppet. But I'm sorry. That's all I know at this moment in time, at least. But it's all about sort of what it looks like is like destructurizing structure, getting rid of the structure from government and rebuilding is what it looked like. So it sort of started off by saying they have goals, and the first stage is like demoralization. It takes up to 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation or something like that. Which I think was around this area.
The first stage being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation.
There you go.
The next stage is destabilization.
So destabilization. So obviously like breaking down the government, etc. So it looks like a big revolution-esque. Obviously that's what a Cold War can be, and it's similar to like a civil war. So we've seen conflicts happening in between the countries themselves. So it's like states. Obviously, America's had a load of civil wars before, but it all seems very, very exciting.
Essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. The next stage is crisis.
This is huge.
With the violent
Outbreaks, change of power,
and economy,
giving the power back to the people, changing up the economy.
period of normalization.
And that's the aftermath would be the normalization. See, now I'm very excited for this because it doesn't actually tell you too much about the game itself. It just gives you a little bit of a glimpse as to what the game's like, maybe the campaign can hold, along those lines especially. But I'm excited. I can't lie, that was a very intense teaser trailer. I won't dwell on this for too much because unfortunately I don't know too much about this history. Like I said, I can go away and learn about it, as obviously it seems like you've got to do in a way. Partly with this new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War game. So I'm going to leave it there for now, but it looks very intriguing. It kind of ties in roughly with what Noah's been doing as well. So Noah and a few of the other sort of zombies YouTubers have been cracking the Easter egg at the moment and have been sort of getting like what would you call them? Sort of like Easter egg steps, yeah. So they've been sort of each day there's been a new step towards progressing and finding out more information, etc. And you have to sort of crack codes and things like that to find out more information about this. But it seems quite intriguing. I can't lie. I personally am excited for the game. I'm a big zombies player. Obviously, if you haven't checked it out, there's a playlist now on my channel which is just full of Black Ops 3 zombies, Easter egg attempts, and Easter egg preps and stuff. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then there's a little playlist for you there. But it seems intriguing, definitely, and I definitely can't wait for August 26th because obviously that's when the worldwide reveal is, and that is on Wednesday. Wow, Wednesday. To talk about a bombshell. When did this get released? Yesterday or today? Today, yesterday. So this got released yesterday. So literally a week. They gave a week. So I'm quite excited. I can't lie. But another part of this little live stream chatting section is speaking about the Call of Duty League. There were two games that happened yesterday. There you go. There's the first one, and the second one will be somewhere. Right. Well, let's just put in CDL. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, I suggest you do. They've just hit a million. 1,000,001. No. And I watched a bit of this last night. And if you go back to my stream, I don't know if there's a way of getting up my bracket predictor. There is, actually. If I go onto my Twitter, cheeky little plug for you guys, I shared my bracket onto Twitter. So I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity to check it out or not. We'll have to wait and see. I've got a message from someone, got some bad news. Oh, that'll probably be about is that's one of our subscribers on the channel. So where is it? Oh, again, guys, apologies. I don't really know how to use Twitter, if I'm completely honest with you. That was something. Here it is. Right. Okay. So we'll get this up. Go to my Twitter for a minute. These are my predictions from yesterday's stream. Now, I got these right, believe it or not. As you can see, it wasn't this way at all. In fact, the score lines were flipped. So Optic Gaming did win, but they beat Gorillas 3-2 in their series. Legion also beat Seattle Surge. Like I knew they would, but Surge really let themselves down yesterday. We can talk a bit. We'll go back into a bit of the game. We can watch some of the highlights of the game and that sort of thing shortly. But what I feel like is Seattle Surge really have let themselves down this year. Obviously now Los Angeles Guerrillas and Seattle Surge are now out of the competition entirely. They are not playing a single game. I don't think. No, they're not. So Surge and Guerrillas are now out. Their CDL season has now come to an end, just at the start of the champs, which is unfortunate for them, but it's the way the world works. You've got some big teams in here, and if you don't perform on the day, then that's what happens. You know, you get knocked out of these kind of competitions. So back to the scorelines. I said it would be 3-0 to Optic Gaming yesterday, and it wasn't. It was 3-2. We can take this game at a time if you'd like. So if I go onto this one here, it should be up there. I can't wait. So this is today's stream. When the two games today are the Subliners versus Rocker and the Royal Ravens versus Toronto Ultra. I've got Subliners, which you probably can't quite see. If I do that, actually, you should be able to see now. But Subliners to win 3-2, and I've got Royal Ravens to win 3-2 as well. Close games, because I think Minnesota Rocker have a very strong side, and I think they can definitely win a couple of maps. But we'll have to wait and see later on, obviously. But these are just my predictions for now. But I got them right. I got my predictions right. Bear in mind, guys, this is very much the first round of the CDL playoffs for that 4,500,000-600,000 winnings. And tournament, of course. So, the game yesterday, I watched Optic Gaming Guerrillas game more so than I did the Seattle Surge game. And there was as this it here. In Game 5 for LA. Yeah, check this out, ladies and gents. This is Dashy, and I said this again yesterday. I'm going to quickly pause this. I did also say this yesterday. I said if it was to come down to a game, Game 5, Optic Gaming have a very strong search and destroy game. Their search and destroy is very strong. It comes in here. You can see it's 5-4 to the Guerrillas. To Optic as we speak. So as we're saying here, obviously this is yesterday's game. So this is very much has already happened. If you want to go and check out the full entire game, guys, go and check it out on the Call of Duty League channel. There is all of the games from the entire season so far is on there. So we've got Optic Gaming versus LA Guerrillas here. Now this I remember watching this, and this is what I was explaining the other day, yesterday. Optic's Search and Destroy team are Search and Destroy game is very, very strong. They're one of the strongest Search and Destroy teams actually in the league at the moment. However, unfortunately, their respawn games, so their respawn games, so like their hardpoint, their domination, haven't been up to scratch in comparison to the other teams in the league. That's what's let them down. However, the likes of Dashy, now here it is, Super Sub Bruce, right? Dashy comes up huge for OGLA in Game 5, so that's the final game. So this is to go through and progress. Whoever wins this Search and Destroy game goes through. Whoever loses this Search and Destroy game is the end of the road for their entire CDL season so far. They have played countless amounts of tournaments and championships, etc. in the build-up to this. But this is where it all comes down to. Whoever wins this Search and Destroy game, loses the Search and Destroy game, ends their career, ends their CDL career at least. And, well, season, I should say, not career. We're going to carry on playing through this. Dashy comes up huge. You can see him, he's on the screen right in front of us, bottom right corner there, for the OGLA. And we will let I'll just show you.
What more do you want? He's 6-6. Yep. Great. Right? Great. That's an unreal.
He's just seen that crossover there, so he's got some information. So he's going to give that call out over to the B side. You've got Hollow sitting back watching over B bomb. Dashy comes in huge by getting that first blood in the 6th round. First blood is huge in the CDL. Huge. Hollow goes down. So that leaves 4 apiece.
It's a huge kill. Plus you have Dashy inside with a sniper, so he can only do so much.
TJ just taking some damage. He's been called out. He knows.
So he freaks out a little bit. LA, they slowed this round down big time.
Dashy's just got spotted. Vivid somehow managed to keep his life.
Talk about confidence. 11 kills in this game.
Huge from Dashy, gets the second kill of the game. Gets first blood, gets the second kill. It's now 4v3.
As a substitute in this map 5, now
Draza's just been Draza's just spotted. Yep,
It's
plenty
so
of
much
information.
now
Gets
that it
all down on A.
repositions
Dashy gets the
He catches
third.
it. Oh, no, it's Dashy. Hit another snipe as he's got 3 in the round. 5 in a row. Dead silence out as he's feeling himself. They can close it out.
Slasher
Here.
gets up an
Slasher
AR
takes the
kill.
edge. It's all the Saints. Saints
Dashy
last
goes.
man up. He's been spotted. Draza and TJ have got to get the trade, and there it is. The kill is in for Optic. They're going to get the series win. And what an unbelievable sequence it was. I have not seen anything like it. And Joe, I'll tell you what. You can tell me I'm an idiot if I am, and I don't know if I'm
See,
just
TJ's
caught up
gassed.
in the moment, but that has got to be one of the more impressive and ludicrous best of 5 wins that I've ever seen from a team.
That was absolutely remarkable.
Okay, so what's huge there? We'll leave it on this screen for a minute. What's huge there is Dashy comes in, and he is a very, very strong sniper. I think the 2 best snipers in this game. Well, if I go top 3 snipers in the CDL so far, from what I've watched, and I've watched more or less every single tournament, I'd have to say, not necessarily in order, because they are all very much on par, but they are just a class above the rest. It's GodRx of the Minnesota Rocker. He's an incredible sniper. Wuskin of the London Royal Ravens has been unreal, especially in Piccadilly, as you just saw there. He is an unreal player with the sniper. He has incredible positions and a very aware sniper. And the third, probably best sniper in the league is Dashy, who you have just seen then gets a 3-piece, managed to wipe out 3 of the 5 members of the Gorillas side, getting first blood, which is absolutely crucial in these games, because first blood is a complete shift change of momentum. If you lose your player first round or firstly, then it can have a serious impact on your team's performance. It's very hard to come back from getting first blooded, I guess you could say. Now, Dashy comes in huge there. He gets 3 kills out of the 5 team of the LA Gorillas. It's obviously, as you saw, Slasher got an AR kill just towards the end there, and obviously Dashy just went down right towards the end. But that game was the game to get knocked out in, and Dashy kept his cool, calm, and collected, kept his composure, and managed to pull off getting 3 kills out of the 5 in that game, just to obviously give Optic Gaming the man advantage, to then obviously give out callouts. Obviously, plenty of information was crossed over when Draza saw a few of the team members from the Gorillas go and take on the A-bomb site on Piccadilly. He saw, I think it was 2 or 3 players over that side, so that's how he knew to get all of his teammates from Optic to get over to A side and obviously take control of that bomb site. And they did it incredibly, incredibly well, very professionally done, and that's how they ended up getting the win yesterday. So credit where it's due, Optic had a very, very strong series. Gorillas definitely put up much more of a fight than I thought. Obviously, like I said, this was my prediction here, guys. To me, it was going to be a 3-0, but like I said, Gorillas actually showed up massively in the respawn game modes. I think Optic won both of the. If I go onto the Call of Duty site, they will actually be able to tell you. I believe Optic won both of their search and destroys. So that was the game 5 that you just saw then, where Optic managed to get that win thanks to Dashy and the rest of the squad. But if I go on to the Call of Duty League here, excuse me, and go on to the schedule. Okay, let the rest of the website load for a minute. There we go. There's some drops and things. That's I don't know if that's the first game today, the Royal Ravens versus Ultra. I'm not too sure. Is that the first game? It is. Exciting times. Come on, the Ravens. I'm supporting you 100%. Scraps, Wuskin, boys, do your bits. Dylan, everyone, perform today. We need you to perform today. Right. And then that leaves Friday, all up to be decided. And then obviously there's a couple of games on Saturday as well. But either way, we'll go down to the game yesterday between the LA teams, where Optic came out on top. And this was the result. So Gorillas put up an incredible performance in their respawn games. As you can see, Optic Gaming got both of the search and destroys and also managed to take that domination. But the hard points, the second hard point on St. Petrograd there was incredibly dominant by the LA Gorillas. As you see the scoreline 250 to 151. That's a very, very large margin in the CDL. Usually in the hard point matches, as you can see from the one earlier, 250 to 217. Obviously a much, much closer game, but there's nearly 100 points difference between Optic Gaming there and Los Angeles Gorillas. And to pull that off, I think that's incredible. They have done well for themselves this season. They haven't had the best season, I can't lie. I know that's very contradictory, I just said they've done well, but for what they started out as, to come into this game, unfortunately, one team had to get knocked down, and it was the Gorillas. So they've produced some incredible Call of Duty throughout the season. If you guys wanted to go and check that out, obviously make sure you go and check out the Call of Duty League channel. All of their previous games and highlights, etc., are all on there, so you can always go and have a look at that if you wanted to, of course. But as you can see just from the screen in front of you, so Gorillas actually went 1-0 up in the series, so actually taking the first map, which is, again, similar to a First Blood in Search and Destroy. Taking the first map in a series is huge. The momentum changing as well. Obviously, from that point, Optic Gaming managed to switch on and be like, no, we need to win this game. It's huge. So obviously they went into the Search and Destroy on Gunrunner there, and obviously came in huge. They managed to get a 6-4 win on that map on Gunrunner, taking the momentum straight over into the domination and managing to ever so slightly adjust. This is a very close scoreline. It actually was a much closer game than the scoreline predicts, and as the scoreline shows there. It was a 169 win to 155 on the domination by Optic again there on St. Petrograd, and then Gorillas just switched on again. It was just, honestly, it was a really, really good series. You know, back and forth, battle of the LA teams. And Gorillas, thought, so at this point, Gorillas are 2-1 down after that domination game. And they think, you know what, we got to switch on, and or this is us out of this tournament at this point. And they did. You know, they took it to the game 5. They won that 250 to 151. So they thrashed Optic in that hardpoint game on what was that, St. Petrograd there. So it came to the final game. Los Angeles Gorillas had all the momentum behind them. They just won that hardpoint game on St. Petrograd, meaning that they had the momentum going into the Search and Destroy final series, the game 5. But as you saw just from that clip that I just showed a minute ago, Dashi came in huge, and obviously getting that 3-piece obviously helped them helped Optic massively in terms of getting that 6-4 win over the Gorillas, obviously knocking the Gorillas out of the tournament. Now, progression-wise, what did I say that Optic would do later on? I think, so yes, so this is all down to today's game. So today's game is two of the games today at least, are the New York Subliners taking on the Minnesota Rocket. Now, we'll take this one first at least, and I said that New York Subliners would win, and sorry, I probably won't be able to see that because of my camera, but I said that they would win and beat the Minnesota Rocket 3-2. Now that means Minnesota Rocket aren't out of the competition as such because they finished in a much higher position in the CDL standings in the preseason. So that means that they go into elimination round 2. All of these elimination rounds, as you can see at the bottom, are when teams get knocked out. Obviously, it's quite self-explanatory. It's called an elimination round. A team gets eliminated. Pretty self-explanatory. So the fact that Subliners, well, again, if this happens, this is my prediction, of course. If Subliners manage to beat Minnesota Rocket will then go into the elimination round. Now, that's where they'll be playing Optic Gaming, because obviously they've just won their first elimination round, so this is where they'll be playing Optic Gaming. But I've obviously said that Optic Gaming, that's the end of the road for Optic. I'm slowly starting to change my mind ever so slightly, but obviously that is because we've just we saw Optic play yesterday. We haven't seen Minnesota play yet since the break. But they are a very strong squad. I think they definitely have the potential to beat Optic Gaming. However, after seeing Optic Gaming perform how they did yesterday, it's going to be a close tie again. I think it really is. So that's why I've gone for a 3-2 actually for the Minnesota Rocket to win there. And that, to me, will be the end of the road for Optic Gaming at least. But then, without further ado as well, I've obviously got London Royal Ravens to beat Toronto Ultra, which meant that they would be playing, Ultra would lose, which meant they would go into elimination round 2 as well, which means they'd be playing Paris Legion, which again, I predicted yesterday, 3-2 win over Seattle Surge, which we will now go into. They managed to, let me get it up here. Is this the full, that'll be the full game, I imagine. Yeah, 2 hours and 25 minutes, so it's a hefty one. So if you want to watch it, check it out. If not, no drama. Now, if we go onto the schedule, we'll go on to the schedule for a minute. Come on down. Stay hydrated, folks. So there's the 2 games today. Come on, Ravens. I'm backing the Ravens so bad. I really want them to win. Really, really bad. I've actually bet against them today. Because if my bet loses, then that's fine because the Ravens win. But if the Ravens lose, then I earn money, so it's fine. Right, the Paris Legion Seattle Surge game. Now, it was pretty dominant. It was a very dominant match. I, again, was watching highlights of this, like watching in and out. But, I mean, the scoreline sort of says itself. That domination game was very unfortunate for Seattle Surge. I was watching that on Hackney Yard there. But you look at that first. Bear in mind, this is a elimination round. So whoever loses this series is out of the entire CDL. They miss out. They don't get a single penny of that 4,600,000. They don't get a penny of it. They're out. You look at the first game between the Paris Legion and the Seattle Surge, and you see the scoreline on Hardpoint on Gunrunner, and you see 250 to 110 on with Paris Legion winning obviously that first round of Hardpoint. If I'm Seattle Surge, they haven't had a good season so far. They actually ended up finishing joint bottom of the league with Los Angeles Guerrillas. If I was Seattle Surge, I'd be going to this with everything I've got. Like I said to you in the stream yesterday about the CDL when I was doing my predictions for you, I said that Seattle Surge have a very strong squad. They've got the likes of Octane, who's been in the game for a long time, and Octane, unfortunately, is a diamond amongst the rough, and I have to say it. Again, excuse me. Yesterday proved that. Octane had a very, very strong game, but the rest of his team just wasn't there to actually take them over and take them carrying on through this competition. They go into this hardpoint game, and they do not end up doing well at all. They end up losing to Paris Legion 250 to 110. I don't think the actual stats from the Seattle Surge and like the KDs, etc., will be on here actually, but either way, it was Seattle Surge's like mentality that let them down. I think they almost went into it thinking, oh, a bottom seed. They should have gone into it thinking, right, we need to win. This is absolutely huge in order to carry on with this competition. However, straight off the bat, they get an absolute thrashing from Paris Legion. 250 to 110 on hardpoint. Like I said, in the CDL is rare. You don't see that big of a scoreline. I think the biggest scoreline was 250 to 90 something was the biggest one this season. So that's only 20 odd points off being just as bad as the worst, right? So they've gone into this game, they've lost, they've just been thrashed about silly, right? I think Zed had a massive game for the Paris Legion in there, and Kismet as well. I think they both had really big gains for the Paris Legion in that one. But then that's where, to me, Seattle Surge's heads dropped. I said it was going to be a close game because of their squad quality. They should be doing better than they have done, especially throughout this season, but they just haven't been able to produce the results. Now, they go into Search and Destroy game, Arklov Peak. They lose 6-4. After coming off from a thrashing, they just lost their second game in a row. It's now 2-0 down in the series. They are one game out of getting knocked out. You can sort of see by the scoreline that they had a change of mentality slightly. They must have realised that, guys, this is it. You know, this is the last game of Call of Duty that we will be playing in the CDL this season if we do not win. Lo and behold, they did play a very, very strong game. I don't know if there are actually highlights for this. I will double check for you now. If they've uploaded themselves a specific highlight at all. Because obviously, like I said, I did watch this yesterday. But I was kind of intrigued to see... no, I think they didn't actually add a highlight into it here. Playoffs, who's going to champs? Oh, who knows? It's all up for grabs. But elimination rounds, yeah. So this is, see, if you look at the difference between the 2 hours and 25 minutes of their series to the 1 hour 48, it was pretty ridiculous. But if we go onto this onto this actual full game, we can skip through a little bit where we can. I won't actually turn my volume on just yet. Here we go. So.
There's a moment. Most don't even see it. But for others, it's all they see. That move, that shot that separates legend from afterthought. That instance between your name heard round the world and total deafening silence. Every moment, every battle only has two outcomes. And when it happens, only you can decide what is yours. And now the true battle begins. With all eyes on you, there's no time to rest. No time for excuses.
This is the big one, the big CDL champ.
Now, so it's put up or shut up. It's time to prove without a shadow of a doubt that your best is as good as gold. And the only thing that drives you more than the thrill of victory is the fear of being forgotten.
How many men is he gonna run through? That was just easy. Dominance.
Here, on the ultimate proving grounds, Call of Duty's elite converge. When that moment stares you in the face, you'll know one thing. Glory isn't given. Glory isn't easy. Glory is taken.
Naughty little intro there, huh? Right, so if we go through here, you will now see that's obviously in the build-up. This was the CDL points that have been happened since before the day before the playoffs. This is what the standings were. Seattle and Los Angeles Grillers, who are now both out of the competition, as you can see, have had an awful season. Not performing well at all throughout the preseason, and certainly not living up to the hype of the playoffs. Now, if we go on slightly, we'll go on to a little bit here. This is game 1. Fucking hell,
Just
really?
to freeze. Anyway, game 1 is now ready to get under.
So they actually only had about an hour's worth of gameplay. That is how quickly Paris Legion ran over, absolutely ran over Seattle Surge. So we'll carry on going through.
Underway, my friend. Let's get into the flow.
We'll get straight into the game. We'll dive straight in and sort of see where we get picked up on. Obviously, this is the hardpoint game on Gunrunner that just, as you can see by the scoreline, straight away, 175 to 6-2. Obviously, they've already got the full hardpoint set up. Obviously, this hardpoint specifically is very hard to break on Gunrunner. There's a select few maps that they play on hardpoint, and this is definitely one of them, and it's a very tough one to fall behind on. It's very hard to come back from. So they're now, look at this. So as they're coming through, they've got all of their entry points locked down, Paris Legion. Obviously, Kismet coming in huge there. Luca doing just as well himself. But Apathy, I mean, like I'm saying, Octane, Apathy, and Slacked have, especially, well, Panda was, I think, a rookie last year. Proto's a rookie this year, but they still have enough, they still have a decent squad to be doing better than they did this season at least. But as you can see, so Seattle Surge have the hard point at this point, but then watch this break come in from Paris Legion here. Just taking their time, waiting for their squad to come together, and they break the hill just like that. And they get their trophy system down, which is Luca in there now, because obviously they dropped a few kills. But they managed to flip spawns as well. You can see in the mini-map bottom left corner as well that they have got the spawns for this hard point. They don't have as far to run. They are in. But obviously now, as and when they break, they've now got to... try it. There you go. Well, there you go. I was about to say, try and get the kills that they need to in order to break this hill. But by the looks of it, they just can't do it. They just cannot break this hill. It's it's not an easy hill to break. There's a lot of vantage points, lots of entry points into this hill. But you can see it's very much back and forth between the two teams for this hill. But the fact that Paris Legion managed to actually flip their spawns is huge for this one. But then, as you can see here, Apathy's now trying to close off the passing lanes to get through to the next hard point, which you can see Slacked going down there is huge, because as you look on the mini-map, bottom right, you've got plenty of Paris Legion coming in from that right-hand side. But obviously, unfortunately for Paris Legion... Oh, I thought that was going to be a double kill there. I couldn't really remember that. Unfortunately for the Paris Legion, they have... not quite got the spawns for this one, but they are still locking it down. So what they are doing is they are holding the hard point, and then they are trying to close off the passing lanes from the running lanes in from Seattle Surge. Now they go out and they, as you can see there, obviously they're on the hard point. There's two. How many are on the hill themselves? One. There's only one on the hill. But then there you go. So Seattle Surge managed to pick off the guy on the hill, managed to pick off the guy on the right hand side of the crate. So who've got the overview, and obviously through the showers. So yeah, all the sort of the kill feed is all blue basically. So they managed to break it again. However, at this point, as you look in the bottom mini map there, the next hard point has been flipped. So it's now started. It's in the I can't remember what it's called actually, but it's known as like P4, P5 or something, shipping warehouse. But Paris Legion managed to have the spawn for this one. They managed to keep Seattle Surge kept in their spawn for the entirety of the previous hardpoint. In the time it takes them to break, that was their player. Just like that. And it wasn't easy for the Paris Legion, I can't, to get through that stage, but they did. And from this, I think, after an absolute battering that they just had from, that Seattle just had from Paris, this is where Seattle managed to just drop their heads and just not live up to that standard straight afterwards. Hey, it's us. Hi. Go and make sure you check out that video. I don't know. Little plug there. But guys, I won't rant on for too long. I could talk about the CDL for too long. But what I might do tonight, or whenever I can at least, maybe for the championship, that would be huge. Let's do it for the championship. For the championship, I might actually try and live stream the entire game for you. If you are interested in watching that, let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment, and see if that's something that you'd be interested in. If it is, you've got to let me know.
check out the links in my description as well, guys. There is a Instagram account, Twitter account, and a Discord server if you guys want to join those up, join the ever-growing community. Let's see what happens tonight. We've got New York Subliners taking on the Minnesota Rocker again. As I said, I've got it as a 3-2 win over with the New York Subliners coming out on top, and I've also got a 3-2 win coming in from London Royal Ravens to beat Toronto Ultra. Let's see what happens. I'm excited. We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and without further ado,